What's up, guys? Welcome back to Honest Cooks Presents Lost Recipes of India. Rolling into episode 5, today we're traveling all the way back to the Mughal Empire under Emperor Akbar and we're making Murg Musallam. This recipe has been requested by one of our viewers who reached out on our website, honestcookskitchen.com. We thank you for this brilliant suggestion and we hope you enjoy this video. Let's get started. Murgh Musallam translates to whole chicken, which is stuffed with ground meat, whole eggs, and is cooked in a rich gravy. To get started, we'll soak some almonds in warm water, set it aside for later. In this recipe, the chicken is marinated twice. For the first marination, we'll rub the whole chicken with a mix of salt and lime juice. Rub the marinade all over, flip the chicken if you need to, don't forget the cavity. And when you're ready, set this in the fridge for about 45 minutes while we prep for the second marination. For that, we will need 3 separate pastes of ginger, garlic, and green chilies. We'll use these pastes for the second marinade as well as the stuffing. The marinade is made with hung curd or Greek yogurt. Add in the pastes and powdered spices and whisk to combine. The earliest mention of this recipe comes from Ain-i-akbari, which was written by Abul Fazl in the 16th century to document certain aspects of the Mughal Empire under Emperor Akbar. I found this recipe but I can't read the language, but if you're interested, there is an English translation available by the Asiatic Society. Back to the recipe. Once the first marination has been on the chicken for about 45 minutes, discard any liquid and pop the chicken into the second marinade. Rub the marinade all over, flip the chicken if you need to, and once again, don't forget the cavity. When you're ready, it's back to the fridge for at least 2 hours. Moving on to the filling, I'm using ground chicken. You can use any ground meat of your choice. We'll start by sauteing some onions in neutral oil until they're nice and golden, and then we'll add in the chili, ginger, and garlic paste that we made earlier. In a few minutes, when you cook off the rawness, add in the powdered spices and a splash of water to avoid the spices from burning. Give it a good mix and add in the ground chicken. As for the stuffing, I'm not fully cooking this because it will cook inside the whole chicken, so this is ready. Next, let's move on to the gravy. And in this step, we'll be using the almonds that we soaked earlier, peel them and make a paste with about 2 tablespoons of water. And for the gravy, I'm using the same pan as the stuffing for ease of filming, but you can use a larger pot which can fit a whole chicken for this part. Whatever utensil you're using, once that's hot, add in some neutral oil followed by cumin, bay leaf, and cardamom. Follow that with a splash of water to bring down the temperature because powdered spices tend to burn easily. This is a very rich recipe, and Ain-i-akbari, the book that I mentioned earlier, classifies Mughal recipes into 3 categories. Murgh Musallam falls under the third one, which highlights meat dishes cooked in exotic spices and dried fruits. Back to my pan, after the powdered spices, in goes the almond paste and the garlic paste. And while I'm doing this, why don't you take a second and subscribe to Honest Cooks? Final addition to the gravy is about a cup of hung curd or Greek yogurt. And for tip of the day, if you whisk yogurt before and after adding it to a hot pan, your yogurt will not split. The gravy is bubbling, it's ready, let's stuff the bird. Pull out the chicken from the marinade, save the leftover, we'll use it in a few minutes. The stuffing also includes boiled eggs, which I've prepped already by boiling 2 eggs for 8 minutes. Stuff the bird, alternating between the ground meat and the boiled eggs. Alright, the bird is stuffed. I'm quickly going to tie the legs together because that way it's easier to pull it out from the pot after it's cooked. Since the meat is going to be very tender and I want the bird intact for plating, you can definitely skip this part. This is an elaborate recipe and we're finally on the last step, but I promise you it's totally worth it. Transfer the gravy to a bigger pot that can fit the whole chicken. Then I gently place the chicken in the pot and pour over the leftover marinade. The heat is on medium and I'll flip the chicken so that the breast part is facing down since that has more meat compared to the back part. And we'll cover and cook this for about 45 to 60 minutes depending on the size of the bird and stir it a few times in between to make sure nothing is sticking. I didn't add any water because chicken releases a lot of juices, but if your gravy is thick and the chicken is undercooked, definitely add half a cup of water. Almost 45 minutes in, I'm going to flip the chicken with the breast side up and cook for another 15 minutes with the lid off on medium flame. About an hour and my chicken is ready. I'm going to plate it. If you try this recipe, remember to visit my website for detailed step-by-step written instructions and tips and tricks. Well folks, that has been our series Lost Recipes of India Season 1. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll be back with Season 2. If you have any suggestions, leave us a comment or get in touch on our website, link in description. We'll be back next week with another very special recipe and perhaps to even announce a new series. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Your support is what keeps us going. Thank you so much for watching and as always, have a lovely day.